What up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, everybody? Good morning, good morning. This is a special edition of Midweek Medicine right here. I'm excited about this one. Alright, this is Miguel Brown here. I'm your game changer. I'm that breath of fresh air for you. Last week, we started talking about defining yourself, finding your value, knowing your worth, finding your measurements, right? So, and I told y'all this today, we're going to get into it. I'm going to give y'all 2 ways to work that out. We're going to do this externally and we're going to do it internally. So let's call it external input and internal input, alright? First we're going to start externally. And I know you're probably wondering, like, why would we start externally? We need to know about ourselves. Because a lot of times when you're not sure who you are and what your value is, you tend to follow other people's perceptions of yourself and what people see you doing, how they think you are. You really don't know yourself yet. So you follow what other people feel of you. That, when you're doing that, it's harder to define yourself. More things control you rather than you controlling yourself. So that's why I said we're going to start externally. So what I want y'all to do is, and you got to really put the time and work in on this one, is make a list of your positives and your negatives. Anything that you can think about yourself that's positive, anything that you can think of yourself that's negative. Not just, oh, I'm a hard worker, I'm good to my friends, I'm loyal. But think about positive times in your life. I don't know, you might have broke up a fight. You might have helped somebody else at work. Things like that. Your negatives could be anything. It doesn't even matter. Just try to figure them out. That's hard to do. And then put it on paper and think about it. Next, this might be the tricky part for some of y'all, because some people don't like to hear about this. Go to somebody that's close to you. A friend, family member, preferably somebody that you with all the time. And ask them to do the same thing about you. And tell them to be completely honest with you. Remember, if they can't be honest with you, they not your friend anyway. So they should be able to be completely honest with you and you not have a fit and lose your mind and all that other stuff. Once that's done, put them 2 lists together. Look at the positives they wrote. Look at the positives you wrote. Compare them. See what you do good, what you do okay, what you do great, what you do well. And then look at the negatives. And then don't even worry about the negatives. Don't even focus on the negatives. I know some people tell y'all, well, you look at your negatives and you try to make your negatives better. No. If you only focus on your negatives, then the best that you can be is mediocre. So we're going to completely negate the negatives from this list period, and you're going to focus on your positives. Ray Lewis said, greatness is a lot of small things done well. So that's what we're going to focus on. All the things that you do well, that's on your positive side, we're going to magnify those. Because when you start magnifying those, that's when you start attracting more positive things. That's when you start attracting that greatness. You start building that wall that I started teaching y'all about a couple of weeks ago. Every brick is laid perfect, then you're going to have a great wall, right? So that's what we're going to do. That's the first step. That's working on your external input. So look at that list, focus on your positives, and get bigger, and magnify each one of those things. Now, the next thing is your internal input. Now, your internal input, this comes from a special place. And I had to learn this, and this comes from God, period. This is your creator. You are a child of God, and this is who you are. He made you to be somebody specific, to do a certain thing, to carry out a certain purpose, and you got to start living in that. You got to start understanding how powerful you are, that you are literally the child of God. And whether you have a father or not, whether you have a mother or not, that doesn't matter, because you have a higher power to focus on, and this is the things that will help you drive you. They help drive me every day. They help me drive me doing what I'm doing right now. You are very important. You have to start seeing yourself as that, okay? You have to understand that everything that you do, no matter whether it's on your job, in your community, with your family, each one of these things are important all by itself just because of the fact that you are doing them. And don't think any less of yourself. It doesn't matter how small something is. It could have been as simple as helping somebody pick up their pen. Oh, that's important, because it might be little to you, but for them, that's a big thing, because somebody might not have took that time to help them out, or even just to say hi to somebody, or to make somebody laugh. Everything you do is significant and it's important. Treat yourself as royalty. Be a king or a queen in its own right. Even if your father might not be a king, your mother might not be a queen, mine not, but it doesn't matter. Carry yourself as that no matter what. And you'll be that. You'll attract that. That's what you want to do. So, remember, you are created by the Most High. You are very important. You're here for a reason. I'm going to kind of get crazy with y'all on this one. When you were conceived, out of 1,000,000 sperms, you was the one that made it. Think about that. That's serious. Like out of a million choices, you was the one that got through. So with that, don't waste the opportunity that you have in your life. Because your life in itself is an opportunity to do great things. It's like I told you before, it's necessary that you reach into yourself and find what your potential and your power is and operate in it. Move in it. That's why I say you are important. If nobody else believes in you, I believe in you. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can do. Alright, so I want y'all to take these two things. Remember, externally, find your positives. Focus on your positives. Work on your positives. Magnify those things, and you'll start attracting more positive things and more greatness to yourself. Next, find your connection with God. Understand that God created you for a purpose. You are mighty among many. You're king among kings. Queen among queens. You are royalty. You are powerful. You were created to master the things that you want, to have dominion over everything. So with that being said, take that. I hope y'all have a blessed day and run with it. And remember, change your mind, change your life.